what I don't get is it sounds like they're really trying to finish the system before they employ it. I'm like, give me tier 0 star map. I'll take tier 0 star map. It can't be worse than what we have right now, right?
You say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
We've definitely gotten editions where they were like, okay, here's the fix. And then it was in for a quarter and they were like, okay, nope, never mind. Like, I don't know if you ever heard about hover mode.
No, I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, that was short-lived. I won't get into that because that's a long story, but it was like they put in some VTOL gameplay for like the way that thrusters would work.
Oh, and yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, it was a non-Star Citizen fix to a Star Citizen problem. So they took it out within like a quarter.
Gotcha.
That it wasn't a systemic sort of challenge. They weren't like saying, hey, you have 4 thrusters on your ship and you need to balance those thrusters, or like you have this much output and you need to pay attention to how much thrust you have. They basically were like, hey, you've got a single column of thrust coming from the center of your ship, balance on it. And it's like, that doesn't make sense for a game like Star Citizen. It just, you couldn't figure it out.
You need it to be a little more simmy. And the excitement of the game is like, when I buy a new ship in game, like, I mean, God, that's such a fun game play loop for this, is like grinding and saving up for that ship that you've been dreaming about. And when you get into it, it flies different. Because it's built different. It's made for a different purpose, or maybe it's got a different layout than what you've been used to. And you get in, you're in Atmo, and you're like, oh, this turns differently. I have to bank it different. I have to fly at a different velocity. Like, the fact that each ship has that level of nuance is super cool, but also super important. So you can't give a ship you can't just universally give everything with VTOL like the same VTOL mechanics, right?
Exactly.
It's like, no, they need different VTOL mechanics, because there should be a reason for flying the same cargo hauler for 1,000 hours over just switching ships every like 10 hours of gameplay. Because if I get 1,000 hours into my favorite cargo hauler, that means I know exactly how it's going to handle in every storm system, every gravitational field, every situation, and that's going to pay off, in my skill and my earn rate and all that stuff.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself there. Yeah, it is, and I hope they come back with it, because the idea is supposed to be that your VTOL thrusters have the ability to do a lot more sustained thrust, so they can make you hover, whereas maneuvering thrusters, which most ships have, can't keep you in the air for very long, so you got to land quickly. And
yeah, they definitely need to come back to that and readdress like landing mechanics for in Atmo, because it's like, it could be so much more fun, and it's not really right now. It's like this dumb, you just turn on coupled mode and then you just kind of nudge yourself,
press the button,
and it feels super fake and not right.
Your ship is like meh, meh.
I intentionally do decoupled landings to make it feel cool, right? Because I'm like, oh yeah, like you gotta nudge it in, you pull the thrust, and you can do it and it looks cool, but you're like, it should make me learn this skill set, or it should make it look cooler or something. And at the same time, I'm also like, the game needs to be inviting for new players. Like, we can't make it like a challenge just to get off planet, you know? So like, you gotta find that balance, and that'll be the challenge. That'll be the endless challenge of Star Citizen. But
and letting us feel cool.
A game with tons of depth is usually hardest to invite new players into, and that's just the trade-off, right?
It is, yeah.